why Xayah is actually good top lane, believe it or not. She is fundamentally a bruiser, destroyer, and tank destroyer. Now, what I mean by this is the way her kit is designed is for self-peel, specifically against melee characters. Now, this is due to her second ability, her feather deadly plumage ability, where she does a little twirl, gets the attack speed, the on-hit damage, bonus damage, and she gets the immediate boost of attack speed when she auto-attacks a character. Now, the problem with ranged is if she can never attack them, she can never do damage, and she can never get her movement speed, and then it's just cooked from there on. Now, this is specifically why she's good against bruisers, because she gets enough movement speed from the W to run away from the bruisers, and then she can use her double dagger and her feather recall to root them and continue attacking them. And then at that point, they usually run away because they're usually at about a quarter HP. This is, however, now her deadly plumage does scale with attack speed, I believe. So, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. However, I believe that is definitely part of it. You do get less movement speed early on, obviously, or like it seems so because it takes a while to attack, so it takes longer to get the movement speed. Now, like I said before, specifically a really good kit with a root and movement speed stem to melt beefy melees incredibly fast because her deadly plumage is the strongest snim in the game, or at least it used to be. I'm not sure anymore because there's so many fucking champions in this game, but hey, whatever, it is what it is. And the next reason is because she's specifically really bad against ranged characters, which is ironic because she's in the lane with the most ranged characters. Now, what this means is if there's two ranged characters in bot lane, you're pretty much fucked. You're just screwed. You're mega cooked. Those motherfuckers will beat the shit out of you so goddamn bad, you will never get in the game, okay? And combine this with a fucking idiotic support, you're cooked. It doesn't even matter if you have a good support, you're fucked regardless. Because she just can't do damage because her attack speed is so low early on. The only way you're going to win lane is if you bring Hail of Blades. And if you bring Hail of Blades, you're nuking your mid and late game damage. And she is the best mid game. And if you bring Hail of Blades, yes, you're going to have a lot of burst of damage, but you're going to lose against anyone else that has consistent, long, extended damage, or anyone that has lethal tempo, or even press the attack. However, now, this means that she's really only good as a niche pick. She's really good against heavy, beefy melees teams. Like I said in the top lane example, if you're going against beefy melees. So this means she's either extremely fucking strong, which is why a lot of people call her OP, because she's picked into a lot of these... The games she's picked in, and she's going to be extremely good. In the games that she's bad in, no one's gonna no one's gonna comment. No one really comments on, oh, that campaign's fucking weak because they don't even notice, they don't care. Like, oh, they're feeding good, so I can get more LP. And you're not gonna blind pick Xayah. That's just idiotic. In bot lane, it really is. And if you pick her top, it's another reason it's a range top thing. You're like, oh, they're picking this, let me counter pick it, and then your ADC can counter pick their counter pick. This does, however, lead to awkward comps, but I don't even think the awkward comps are a big deal. The big deal is your team mental booming and being little bitches and just being fucking cringe. And due to this, her being counterpicked, she's actually extremely boring bot lane because no one fucking understands how this champion works. She's not very good in lane. She wins like 2 matchups. It's like Xayah and Aphelios, and that's it. And she's just okay into double melee supports that are specifically used for engaging. She's okay. Just so many other champions have so much more damage, and Xayah does win all ins. So Xayah is not really an all-in champion. She's not really a very good trade champion. Her trades are extremely easy to dodge because her feather recall is so telegraphed. If she throws her double dagger, just move to the left or right to avoid the other half of the damage. Because neither one of those in isolation is going to do damage. It's when you combine the damage from the double dagger and the feather recall is where you get the good trade damage. And that in combination with going top lane is going to be way easier to attack them. I'll get into why you don't. I'll get into why that is important later. In a second here. Next reason is top lane gives you solo XP, levels, and items faster, which is extremely good for an ADC because they, specifically Xayah, gets much better damage with levels. She gets the crazy root damage, and she gets the crazy deadly plumage skills, which is why top lane is ideal because her whole kit is to disengage and retaliate, leading to her being incredibly difficult to finish off or dive effectively, which is another reason why she's good top lane is because she has so much. She's perceived as slippery, even though she really isn't slippery. She's just hard to get to. You can use your ult to trade kills or double kills or get waves under turret, which is going to be very common because you're going to be dived a lot because motherfuckers love camping range tops. Only on the enemy team. They never fucking camp range tops on your team because they're retards. Sorry. This, however, doesn't mean you can always just build crit. The problem now, here's the thing with ADCs. They're very squishy. They're very low health pools. Now, it is actually quite useful to have a little bit of health early game to survive these difficult challenges and to increase the difficulty of the enemy to kill you. Now, there are a few ways to do this. You can do flat health, which is good. They don't do they let you do flat health, double flat health? I'm not entirely sure. But flat health, overgrowth, and a bruiser first item could assist this. You are trading damage later in the game for assistance earlier in the game. For instance, you could go Trinity Force because it has attack speed, attack damage. It has the movement speed when you attack something and run away. This does stack with her W, by the way. And you get the damage from the Sheen proc. This is good early game because you do get all of those components. However, Tornado Force does fall off on Xayah past mid game. It is pretty shit late game. And honestly, not even very good at mid game. But it is very good in lane, specifically fighting against that melee character. And it helps you stick on them or run away. Now, next thing you need, which Xayah does struggle with, she needs attack speed and lifesteal, like many other ADCs. Now you can solve one of these in the runes. You can get Alacrity, or you can get I don't remember the lifesteal rune, but you can get that one as well. However, they both take time to stack, but the attack speed you do get more gold value from, and it does come in earlier, and it's more noticeable rather. The 5% lifesteal is not that noticeable, but it is extremely useful if you are have literally no attack speed at all. Then, of course, you need penetration. Now, this is the biggest contention. You're going to go against bruisers, and they're going to rush armor. However, this doesn't typically matter that much if you have a lead, because you just do so much fucking damage. If you have a level lead, it doesn't really matter. However, this is why you're going to build penetration early. Second or third item, to be specific. Second item is a little greedy. It's a little bold, but it could work in certain aspects. Like Malphite. Terminus, it can work against Malphite, right? However, he needs to not start the fight off with ult. If he starts the fight off with ult, then it's kind of fucking useless because you can't stack it. However, if you fully stack it and then he ults you, then you're significantly reducing his damage, and you have all that penetration stacked up, and you will almost guaranteed lose the fight. Because you will have the health from the Trinity Force and the resistances from the Terminus to live their engages. And you could potentially 2v1 with this. Because generally speaking, there's a lot of junglers that are melee, which is another reason why this is good. Now, this does not mean you just run this willy-nilly and just fucking mental boom your fucking team. If you do not have the hands to play Xayah, and you do not know how to use her feathers effectively, or Or it's just like A, in this case, if you don't have the talents to play Xayah, well, this is not going to be a walk in the park. You're going to get shit on. More than likely. And I'm sorry, little one. You're going to get wrecked. You need to know the fundamentals of a range top ADC. Such as keeping it on your side of the lane, being hyper aware of the jungle at all times, even though it's not possible sometimes because they're always going to roam top to fucking kill you. They're going to skip the recaps. They're going to fucking sack a dragon. They will literally die twice to your jungler just to kill you because they're just risking that the other jungler shit, which sometimes is true. But that's it. I'm going to release a video explaining this in detail in the game itself. So, yeah. W Bird Lady. W Bird Bitch.